You know, when I was a kid, my dad left when I was 10 months old, so I kind of knew him on the weekends, but not really. And I ended up with an abusive stepfather who was mentally, physically, emotionally abusive. He used to tell me I'm a fat, lazy, no good for nothing, etc., 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 and put me down all the time. Like, he enjoyed causing pain to me, particularly physical, emotional, any that he could. And I was lucky. I had a saving grace. I had several, but the main one was my grandfather. I got to spend my summers on his dairy farm. I worked on the farm all summer just to not be home in Texas with my stepdad, but you know, I never really had a father's love, so I had a hard time sometimes envisioning that or relating to that. But my grandfather was distant in some ways, but he was there for me, you know, and I realized that was God enabling that connection too from so far away. But yeah, my stepfather, I mean, one time I had an ingrown toenail. I was 10 years old and it was all infected, and he said, well, you cut it out or I'm going to cut it out. So he gave me a razor blade and alcohol and said, you don't have very long, you have 30 minutes or I'm going to do it. So I went to my bedroom. He said, you better make sure you get it peeled out of there and it looks good. So I cut my own toe open and peeled the nail out and trimmed it up and had to show it to him. And he grabbed it and squeezed it real tight. You know, I got to make sure there's no pus left in there. Like, he just enjoyed causing me pain. He used to grind my knuckles together, grab my hand and grind my knuckles together until I'd kneel down. And when I was 11 or 12, I stopped kneeling down. I would just grit my teeth and stand there and stare at him, but it hurt, you know, really bad. And you know, I used to think God didn't really care, but now I know, you know, there were so many other things, so many other blessings. Even though there was this bad stuff going on, there were so many other blessings in life that I was able to get away from him in the summertime. And I had 3 different families that I stayed with and treated me like I was their kid, and I'm very blessed and I'm very fortunate. And you know, in my adult life, I've really been blessed. You know, I've had a long marriage that was really good, and I'm friends with my ex-wife now, and you know, not that it's just been easy, but I've been able to do many things that I never thought I could do. And that's also things that, you know, there were angels along the way that I didn't know at the time, you know, that made things possible. And I'm happy now to look back and know that was God involved in all of that, and it really made a big difference in my life, and it still is. And I'm looking forward to a lot more, you know, to North Point Church and us finding a new path and making a new way together and in the community. And you know, it's not necessarily going to be the way church has always been, but I think it's going to be better.